Hello everyone, I am Tiffany and I am a first year 5th grade teacher in Nebraska. So happy Monday. It is going to be a crazy week this week, so I figured I would take y'all along with me. It's actually going to be my first 5-day week. I feel like I've said that like 3 or 4 times now, but I'm pretty sure this week we are not going to have any cold days or snow days or anything like that. So it's going to be my first 5-day week, and it's also parent-teacher conference week, so it's going to be a long and crazy week. I am super nervous for parent-teacher conferences. I have them on Tuesday and Thursday night, and I think almost all of my kids have signed up. Last time I checked, I had 2 parents that still hadn't signed up yet, so hopefully I can get that taken care of. Last week was a 3-day week because we had a cold day. So we've had 4 snow days and then we had a cold day. So that's at least 2 days that we're going to have to make up now. The temperatures on, I believe it was last Tuesday, were just extremely wild. It was freezing. It was like negative, like in the 20s or something crazy like that. So we did not have school that day. So last week ended up being a 3-day week, and I had filmed a little bit, but then I just got kind of overwhelmed by the end of the week and I just stopped filming. So I just figured we would start anew this week. So I spent a lot of last night trying to get ready for this week because I knew that I was going to be overwhelmed with parent-teacher conferences. I really don't know much about Zoom or anything at all. I'm gonna need like a little crash course or something. I haven't really used Zoom that much, and when I have used it, I have never been the host. I have always been someone who just joined in on a call, so I'm pretty nervous about that. We'll see how it goes though. I do have all of the packets and everything ready for me to talk about with parents, and then I do have some parent-teacher conferences where other people are sitting in, just trying to just get my head around all of that. And I know everyone keeps saying like parent-teacher conferences are easy because they're over Zoom this year, but I haven't done it, and so I'm just kind of nervous, so we'll see how that goes. Also switched over from social studies to science last week, and so with science I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything. We're learning about like photosynthesis, and we're going to get to do a couple fun experiments this week. We are going to be planting little radish seeds, and those are going to be in clay and gravel and soil and something else, and then there's going to be like different conditions and things like that. I think the students are really going to like that. And then we're also going to be dissecting owl pellets, which I think is going to be so fun. I actually did that whenever I was in middle school, and I thought it was so gross and so interesting. So I think the kids are definitely going to get into that. We're also starting a new unit in math. We are starting to multiply and divide fractions, and the students did pretty well with the first math unit I taught, which was adding and subtracting fractions, and I think multiplying and dividing fractions is so much easier. So I really think, and I really hope that they're going to catch on to this a lot quicker. We do have quite a bit of time to figure it out, and so the kids are definitely going to get a lot of practice in before we actually have to take any kind of test. One of the biggest things I'm struggling with right now is guided reading. I still just can't wrap my head around it, and it's very intimidating to me. So I'm hoping to work with our instructional coach so that I can get a little better at that, just because I know it's one of my biggest weaknesses, and I want to make sure that I am doing the best that I can to get the kids where they need to be. I will say that the groups that I do, most of my kids are already at a higher level. So with those 2 groups, one of the groups I have is from, all 5 of them are from another class, but I also have a group that's pretty high, and so with those 2 groups I'm just doing a novel study, which they are really enjoying. It's really fun, and we get to just talk about a lot of the elements in the stories and things like that. I'm reading Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nymph, and then I'm also reading Holes, and I am almost done with the Mrs. Frisbee book, which is really fun. I did watch the movie like way back when, but I've never actually read the book, so I think it's really interesting. And then with Holes, I also watched the movie, but I remember everything that happened, so I feel like it's just kind of rehashing with a few extra details with reading Holes. But I actually just started that. I gave the kids the book last week, and we haven't even talked about it or anything yet, so I think the students are really going to enjoy that book, the 5 of them that are getting to read it, and so I'm really excited about that. So I actually have a lot to do this morning. I'm here a little bit early so that I can get a lot of stuff printed out and things like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that, and then I will check in with y'all after school. Before I go, I also wanted to say that even though last week was Nutso Town, I had an amazing week. I left school every single day saying it was a good day. So it was the first week where I consistently had a good day every day. Of course, it wasn't perfect. There were some hiccups here and there with some of the students' attitudes and respect and things like that. But overall, it was such a good week. I love my kids so much. We laughed a lot. They are very silly, and overall, I just had a wonderful week. So I'm hoping for the same thing this week. So it's the end of the day now. I had a pretty good day today. It wasn't too crazy. On Mondays, a lot of times the kids are kind of still tired from the weekend, so they're usually not too crazy, so that was definitely the case today. For reading, we learned about literal and inferential questions, and I actually put Gunther in my slides, so I will turn y'all around and show y'all that. Okay, so this was our morning slide. And then we talked about literal and inferential questions. So went through that, gave some examples, and then this is the picture I used, and I asked the students to ask literal questions about this picture, and they did a really awesome job. And some of these questions they came up with on their own, but I also just made some examples, but they did a really great job with asking inferential and literal questions about this picture, and we're going to work on that a little bit more tomorrow too. So I just love including Gunther in anything that I can, and the kids do too. They love my dog, so glad that I could include him in our little slideshow today. And then for writing for the last test that they did was pretty awful, but I didn't actually teach them any of those things, so I didn't feel too bad about it. I only really taught them about we're excited and using in-text citations and things like that, so I didn't feel too bad, except it was just like really disappointing overall. So it just kind of made me really want to try and make sure that my students are really strong writers, and so today I focused on writing a thesis statement, which I don't know that the kids have done that before, so I gave examples of weak and strong thesis statements, and then I went through like the formula, and they're working on persuasive writing, so it's just like opinion, because, reason 1, reason 2, and reason 3, and that's their thesis statement. And I told them like reason 1, that's what your first paragraph is about, reason 2, that's what your second paragraph is about, reason 3, that's what your third paragraph is about, and then you have a conclusion. So hopefully I just put that in their heads. They seem to really understand it, so we're going to practice writing thesis statements tomorrow, and then we're also going to practice writing strong introductions, because the introductions that they did before, they weren't super great, so I just really want to try and work on that and make sure that they have strong introductions. And I know that they're capable, but I'm just going to kind of just take it, baby step by baby step, and I think that will be super helpful. These were the topics that I gave the students that they could write about for their persuasive essays, and I actually found this on a website. I am not sure which one, but if I find it again, I will link it down below. But I'm really interested to see some of the topics and some of the reasoning behind their opinions about this. So I think that it's going to be really interesting. I know that they are more excited to write persuasive essays than they were about informative. So I think they're just really excited to leave the informative behind and be able to write their own opinions. And science today was a lot of fun because the kids actually planted seeds. So we have 4 different groups, and one group planted their seeds in soil, another in gravel, then we had sand and clay. And I think the students are like really excited to see how they grow over time. And then I also had them do, each group had 3 different cups, and so one cup was the control that got sunlight and water, and then there was another cup that got no sunlight, and then another cup that got no water. So they are super excited. Oh, it's so annoying whenever my light goes out because for whatever reason it's not like sensing me, so whatever. But I actually am just going to keep this short because I really want to get out of here, because again, I have parent-teacher conferences tomorrow and then also on Thursday, so I just want to get out a decent hour, get some rest, because I know that tomorrow is going to be a long day. It is the end of the day on Tuesday. I just finished parent-teacher conferences for today, which is probably why I look extremely disheveled. I am a nervous sweater, and so I literally haven't stopped sweating since my first conference at 3 p.m. It is now 7:05, and I literally have been sweating buckets all day. Well, not all day, but for the last 4 hours. I got 10 conferences done today. Overall, they went really well. It was really cool to meet the parents of a lot of my students, and it's fun because I kind of get to see like how their personalities are similar to their parents, and so I really enjoyed that. I have a lot of amazing students, so it's really nice to be able to have those conversations with them and to just catch up and just let them know how their students are doing. And overall, like, my class is wonderful, and so I had a lot of positive things that I got to report, and it was great. And I heard a lot of great things about how students like being in my class, and they were nervous about coming to a new class, but they really enjoy it. I have one student who came from remote, and now they are in my class, so I was like, I hope that they are enjoying their time in the class. I know it's such a big transition, and their parents said that they love being in here, and that my name is one that is brought up a lot at home, and so that just really warmed my heart. I mean, I don't like parent-teacher conferences, but I really did like getting that feedback from the parents and being able to speak to them and answer any questions they had. Overall, my kids today were kind of wild. I have no idea why. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not the only teacher that said that. I've had a couple teachers say that their kids were out of control today too, which my students aren't like usually like horrendous, like at all. Like overall, I have a really wonderful class, but today they just got a little chatty, and that just took away from me being able to be an effective teacher. So I had to have like a little circle meeting at the end of the day, and I let them know, like, dude, it's parent-teacher conferences. Like, these are the things that I'm going to bring up. But I mean, it was fine. I love my class. I love my kids. So it's all good. So it's crazy to me. I really just want to go back and watch like my first week of school vlog and just see how much things have changed, because I have created such good relationships with my kids now, and honestly, just having those relationships in place really just makes all the difference. I just love my kiddos, and I love coming to school and getting to teach them, and I'm still trying to get my head around like curriculum and all of these things, and having to reteach myself things so that I can teach them to the kids and all that stuff. But you know, it is what it is. We're making it through, and I haven't gone crazy yet. But something exciting did happen. I had a conversation with my principal on on Friday she called me and we had a conversation about me staying at this school. And so I originally said that I wanted to go back to the school where I was student teaching at. There is a second grade position that's opening there, and honestly that it's like a dream job. Genuinely, that's like a dream job. It's a wonderful school, and I already, I know so many of the teachers there, the principal, and I know all of the rules and regulations and everything, and it is in the same district. But I decided to stay here, and there are a lot of reasons for that. Well, one, whenever I was talking to my principal, I said I wanted to move to primary. And I said if moving to primary isn't an option, then I would like to stay in 5th grade with the exact team that I have now. And she made that happen. And so, because originally she asked me, because they were opening up a 6th grade position, and I was like, no way, no how. I do not want to move up a grade. We had that conversation, and then she had conversations with other people and tried to move things around, and it worked out to where I am going to get to stay in 5th grade with my team next year. So I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I got a few emails that were saying how excited they are for me, and a lot of just kind people saying how excited they are that I will get to be a part of the team again next year, because that was a really big question mark, because I was guaranteed a job in the district somewhere. I just didn't know where I was going to end up. And then for my team, they were also stressed about whether or not they would have to move up to 6th grade or whether they were going to move to a different grade. I got a lot of good comments about people saying that they were excited that I'm going to be here next year, and I'm excited too. And what's funny is that, so on my team, 2 of us are getting married. One of the teachers is getting married this summer, and then I'm getting married in September. And so both of us are going to have different last names. So it's going to be the same team, but there's going to be 2 different last names. So I thought that was interesting. But anyway, I really need to get out of here. I need to go home because it is late. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Today was actually a really awesome day. It's obviously the end of the day, and I had a really great day today compared to yesterday, which was a little bit crazy town. I am really proud of my kids. We are doing persuasive essays, and I have just been trying to hone in on how important it is to have a strong introduction, and I've taught them about writing a thesis statement, and I've taught them about making sure they have a really good hook, and then making sure that they don't just have those 2 sentences in their introduction, that there is a little bit more to it. And so far they are doing a really awesome job, especially with their thesis statements. I kept telling them that they just need to make sure that whenever they read the thesis statement, they are pretty much just organizing the rest of their paper. And so they are really understanding that, and the introductions that I read today were so much better than the introductions that they wrote for their tests. And so I'm hoping that the more that we practice, the more that we can see a lot of improvement on our next writing test. And the students are having a lot of fun with science. So earlier this week I mentioned that they planted some seeds. They did their first observation of their seeds today, and there wasn't any growth or anything, but they still really enjoy just going and looking at them, because we had to actually put our seeds in the library because we don't have any windows in our classroom, so I had to put them in the library. I think they just enjoy kind of getting a change of scenery and bringing their notebook and feeling like a little scientist. But tomorrow they are actually dissecting owl pellets, which I think they're gonna really enjoy. But I remember doing this whenever I was in middle school, and of course we were like, ew, that's so gross, owl pellets, blah, blah, blah. But I think that these kids really like to get their hands dirty, so I think they're really actually going to enjoy it. This is a horrendous angle. Okay, so the most embarrassing thing happened to me, and somebody walked in whenever I was filming, and I ended up just pretending I was on a video call with someone. So that was really uncomfortable. I have no idea what I was saying, but I just dropped off the save the dates for my wedding. I'm about to drop off our save the dates. They're in here. Look at all of them. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We have been trying to send these out for forever. It took us a while to order them, and then whenever we finally got them ordered, we realized that we needed to order stamps too. We did get postcard save the dates, and so we just stamped all of those last night, and I just went to the post office and dropped them off. I'm so excited. But anyway, that has nothing to do with school. I did want to talk a little bit about parent-teacher conferences. They were stressful. I had 10 last night, and then I had one parent, well, I guess 2 parents for the same child. They came to a conference, but they actually weren't scheduled for yesterday. They were scheduled for tomorrow, and so it ended up working out because they came 10 minutes earlier than they were scheduled for Thursday, 48 hours plus 10 minutes, but they came 10 minutes earlier than another conference, and the conference that I was in ended up being super quick. I was able to get their conference out of the way, and so I did 10 conferences yesterday, which is insane. Oh my gosh, it was so hectic. I felt like I was all over the place, but I got through them. It was really nice because I learned, one, I just love meeting my kids' parents. I just thought that was so fun. But 2, a lot of them just had so many positive things to say. And I know that it is just a tough time with the pandemic. And then the kids, came to my class in the middle of the year, and just so many factors. There were just so many parents that said they were so nervous to come, but now they just love their class and they love you. So I just loved that. And it just made me so happy. One thing that I do think I am going to do is just kind of make a little flyer or something that I can send to the parents, because I did have a couple that were asking what can we do and what can we donate for the classroom. I think since parents aren't allowed to visit or anything like that right now, I think so many of them are just wanting to be able to participate in whatever ways they can and just contribute to the classroom. And at first I was kind of uncomfortable with asking parents for anything, but now I'm just no, I spend way too much of my own money. And so I think one thing I'm definitely going to ask for is snacks. And then I also think I'm just going to ask for book donations or anything like that. I loved meeting my kids' parents, but don't get me wrong, I was nervous and anxious the entire time. I literally was drenched in sweat for 4 hours. It was disgusting. It was so bad. Oh my gosh. It was so bad. I looking back on it, I'm oh, that was so great. But in the moment, it was awful and I hate it. And I'm really nervous about having to do it again tomorrow. But luckily, I only have 5 more parent-teacher conferences to do. And I think that most of them should be relatively easy. I do have a good class. I am very lucky. So the sun is literally beaming on my face right now. I am going to go home. I've been waiting for a king cake to arrive in the mail for over a week now. No, it hasn't even been a week. Well, I ordered it on February 11th to be delivered on February 17th. It didn't end up coming because of all of the horrendous snowstorms and everything that happened down south. I ordered it from Louisiana, but it arrived yesterday. And so me and my fiance are going to dig into it, and I'm so excited. I'm also very proud of myself for leaving school on time today. So I need to stop talking and just go home, see my dogs, and eat some king cake. Good morning, happy Thursday. I am just not 100% today. I just don't feel great. My stomach kind of hurts a little bit, and I'm also just extremely tired, but here we are. I think maybe it's just the fact that this really is going to be my first 5-day week, and it's parent-teacher conference week, so I'm just not used to this, which is weird because it's like my 6th or 7th week of school or something like that, but I haven't had a full week yet, and parent-teacher conferences apparently really stress me out, but I only have 5 left, so hopefully they'll be fine. I'm not super worried about them right now, but I feel like in the moment I'm gonna be like freaking out. For parent-teacher conferences this week, we get to have a themed dress-up day, and it's like dress like a mullet, so it's business on the top and comfy on the bottom. So I wore straight up sweatpants on Tuesday, and today I'm wearing my thermals. It is kind of cold outside. It's warming up finally, which means that there's probably no more snow days. Whenever my fiance and I moved here in April of last year, it snowed on our way here, like on our drive from Ohio. So I don't know, we'll see. Well, anyways, I have a couple things that I need to get done. I need to make some copies for one of my parents, and then I have no idea what I'm teaching for math. So we'll see how that goes. I'll check in with y'all after school. What a day. What? I have no idea what happened today. My students were just kind of a little bit rowdier than usual. I mean, it is our first full week since we've come back from winter break. So I don't know, maybe they're just getting kind of restless, but we had to come to Jesus meeting, and I think that tomorrow will be a better day. Also, tomorrow is going to be Friday, so I feel like overall all of our attitudes are going to be different. It might still be rowdy, but I know that I probably won't be as like stressed about it because it's gonna be the end of the week. I am burnt out. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm exhausted, and I seriously went to bed so early yesterday because like I was in bed super early just because I was just so tired, and I'm probably gonna do the same thing today just because after parent-teacher conferences I'm just like done. Like I'll be spending more time at school this week than I have ever, so it's just stressful. My favorite part of today was actually during science. We dissected owl pellets, and at first a lot of the kids were like, no thank you, that's disgusting. But then as soon as it started, they all got into it, and it was really fun and really cool to see them like discovering like all the stuff in the owl pellets. I remember doing that whenever I was in 6th grade and really loving it. So I love that the kids had so much fun with it, and I hope there's more activities for us to do that are hands-on because that was really fun. I really want to find some activities for my students to do for their class houses. I want to find like some fun little competitions and things. So if you have any ideas of things that I could do, please leave them in the comments below because I am like struggling to find ideas. I really want it to be group things. So they are in groups of 3 or 4, and then there are 4 groups. So if you can find anything or have any ideas, things that you've done in the past where the students work in a group of 3 or 4 and they have some kind of competition for points, that would be so helpful because I really want to find more ways for the students to earn points for their class houses. It's all been like individual points coming together at the end of the week, and I want to do more group things and incorporate more group things, and not just academically, because academically they have been doing a couple, group projects and things like that, but I want to do things where they can earn points and just build that rapport and that camaraderie with each other. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. Google and Pinterest have been letting me down. I only have 3 more parent-teacher conferences today, and I am going to be so excited when they're done. Unfortunately, I still have to stay until 7, but my last conference is over at 6, so I'll have an hour to just get organized, do some planning, and just get ready for next week. And I'm hoping that if I can go ahead and get all of the things I need done for next week and get all the planning I need and get everything together, then I won't even have to worry about working at all on Sunday, because usually I spend the majority of my Sunday just getting my schedule ready and getting my mind right and just making sure that I have everything organized. But if I'm able to do it tonight, then I can just have my entire weekend, which is ideal. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting organized for next week and finish the rest of my parent-teacher conferences and then get out of here. Happy Friday. I am home now. It's the end of the day, which is why my hair looks a little disheveled. I'm sitting on my floor because I just got home and my dogs need attention and I love them, so of course I am going to give them attention. Today was an amazing day. Oh my gosh. So the kiddos were a lot more well-behaved than yesterday. Just overall, it was great. I did have 2 that were absent today. But the most exciting part of the day was my kids won the Spirit Wear contest. So every single Friday, the entire school has this contest where you basically try to have the most amount of people wear spirit wear in the class. And the winners of the class get to have the little stuffed animal for the week. And there are 2 winners. There's one in the primary grades and there's one in the upper grades. And we have been trying to win since I became a teacher. It is the end of February now, the last school day in February, and it's the first full week of school, and my class finally won. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We actually only had 1 student that didn't wear it today, which is fine because nobody got 100%. We got 90, I think it was 3%, almost 93%. We won and my kids were so excited. It was so cute. Whenever they said my name, they were all like, yeah! And they all like jumped up and screamed and it was so cute. They were so excited. And then I sent 2 of them down to the office to get the stuffed animal. So the stuffed animal just gets to live in our classroom for the week. And the stuffed animal is just our mascot. And I just loved the spirit in the room. And now that we've won one time, they're already like, all right, we need to win again. We got to keep winning again. So it's just so much fun. And it was such a great way to end the day. Then, of course, every single Friday, me and my team and the 6th grade team, we have a little Yahtzee club. We call it the Yacht Club. So it's the 3 people in 5th grade, the 2 teachers in 6th grade, and then also the specials PE teacher joins in, and then one of the 4th grade teachers. He hasn't played with us, but he just hangs out in the room with us and cheers us on and, just likes to be part of it. So it's a lot of fun. And I didn't win today, but there were 4 of us that got Yahtzee, and 2 of them got 2 Yahtzees. So I got the first Yahtzee, so I was like, all right, I got this, I'm gonna win. And then of course they came out with the 2 Yahtzees, so I did not win, but that's okay. So I'm just so excited because I survived my first full week and we had parent-teacher conferences today. So honestly, this is like the longest week of the year for me so far, and probably, hopefully forever. Hopefully I won't have weeks where I need to stay until 7 p.m. twice that week. So I'm just really excited that it's done now and I got parent-teacher conferences behind me. So overall, I had a wonderful week. I am obsessed with my kids. Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed with them. I love them so much. I feel so lucky. I'm really excited because next week starts March, so that is going to be month number 3, which is crazy to even think about. We only have 3 months of school left. Also, something exciting that's supposed to start next week is they are supposed to start the vaccinations for teachers. They are doing it by age group, and so I don't know exactly, I don't have a date for whenever I can get the vaccine, but hopefully they share some more information about that soon because that would be great to know. My fiance is already vaccinated. He has both of his doses, and so hopefully I can, get my first dose here within the next couple of weeks. I will definitely keep y'all updated. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. I really hope you like this video. I know I didn't really get the chance to show you a ton of things. I feel like I was just all over the place this week, which really I'm all over the place all the time. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.